Hear from Maria Pappas.
Thanks, Lou.
We're also joined today by Park District Commissioner Mo Yanes. And Park District Commissioner Kim Kuhn. Next, an office that's really important, but not that many people know that much about. We have many candidates for the Water Reclamation District, but there are several offices that, within the Water Reclamation District on the ballot, and one that's really tricky that we have to talk about today. And so, to introduce all the water commissioners is our own fantastic Commissioner, Deborah Short.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Lou. Thanks to all of you for coming out this morning, for what you do for the Democratic Party, for the Niles Township Democrats. Marty Durkin, would you come up and join me, and Cam as well. I'll introduce my running mates. You were good enough to elect me a dozen years ago to my first term on the board of the Water Reclamation District, and at that time, I was the first person in 20 years to run with any kind of conservation credentials. And was re-elected in 2012. I'm now running for a third and for me a final term because I still have a few things I want to get done. I just want to note that during the big rains we experienced at the beginning of last week, there was a lot of rain all over our landscape. But for the first time since 1985, during a winter storm, there was no reversal to the lake, discharging sewage mixed with stormwater to Lake Michigan. And this is remarkable, and there's a reason for that, because the first stage of the McCook Reservoir, a limestone quarry off of I-55, went online to capture stormwater overflow in January. And in the storm of early last week, it filled, holding 3.5 billion gallons of stormwater overflow. And the system that the Water Reclamation District manages, all together with the tunnel and other reservoirs, held 9 billion gallons. That's water that otherwise might have gone into people's basements, flooded our streets, or caused a reversal to the lake. So it's working, and I'm really pleased to be able to report that. This year, there are 4 of us who have been endorsed by the Cook County Democratic Party, by Niles Township Dems, and one of my colleagues is missing, but I'm number 62. Carrie Steele is number 63. You've met Carrie before. She's a chemist and is running for her second term on the board. We've served together for 6 years. And Marty Durkin, who was elected for a 2-year term 2 years ago, is now running for a full 6-year term. There's also a 2-year vacancy on the ballot created because one of our colleagues resigned just a year ago. And Kim Dubuclet is nominated and endorsed for that position. And each of them will take a few minutes to tell you about themselves. But then there's a unique opportunity that Lou mentioned, caused by the untimely death of one of our colleagues, Tim Bradford, last December. Tim passed away before the end of the filing period. No candidates were able to gather signatures or even knew about the opening before the end of the filing period. So the election authorities in the county and the city have decided there could be a write-in for the Bradford vacancy for a 2-year position. And it's going to be really tough because names won't appear on the ballot. Following number 69 on your ballot, before you get to Tony Preckwinkle, there will be, it will say write-in for the Bradford vacancy. And I'm asking you to write in Cam Davis, C-A-M Davis, and to tell all your friends and neighbors and everyone you know to do the same, because Cam will need more than 8,000 signatures to get on the ballot. But no one in the last 30 years, and I include myself in that, is more qualified to run for the Water Reclamation District than Cam. He was a former director of the Alliance for the Great Lakes. President Obama reached out and appointed him to be his lead on the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, which was hundreds of millions of dollars of federal money to support projects to clean up pollution, restore habitat, repair harbors throughout the Great Lakes states for 7.5 years. And Cam is passionate about water. I would ask you to support him. And so I'm going to ask my colleagues to take just a few minutes, starting with Marty and Kim, to tell you about themselves. And this is a totally qualified slate and team. It's diverse geographically, it's diverse in terms of expertise. Thank you for your support.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity again, and Deb, thanks for the kind words, as usual. I have been on the board about just over a year now, and it's been a pleasure working with Deb and my other colleagues at the board. I'm looking forward to hopefully going back there and hitting the ground running on March 21st. So my background real quickly is more of a labor background. I'm also a business representative for Local 150, and I work in the municipal division of that organization. So I represent approximately 50 municipalities, public works divisions, who all work directly with the Water Reclamation District also. So there's issues that I can deal with directly with some of those mayors there that, hopefully help streamline some of their issues. But more importantly than anything, I think what was said here earlier today about the importance of this election up and down the ballot is something that I'm very passionate about. And I want to make sure that we do have a successful March 20th so that we can get busy working all summer to make sure that the right people are in office in Springfield as well. So that's my goal this year, to win with my colleagues, and I hope that we can gain your support. I appreciate the opportunity to get here this morning. Leader Lang, always a pleasure to be here, and I'll turn it over to the next. This is Patrick Durkin, the future Democrat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Kim DuBouclay, and I'm running for the 2-year spot, the Water Reclamation District. I am from the far south side, the other end of the lake, I like to say. I have an MBA from the University of Chicago, undergraduate degree from the University of Illinois, and I'm a former state representative. I served with Leader Lang, and he was very much an inspiration and a mentor to me while I was in Springfield. When in Springfield, I got a 100% voting record with the Environmental Caucus, so I do consider myself an environmentalist. And finally, I work with the Chicago Park District currently, so it always warms my heart when I visit other Park District locations across the county and across the state. So thank you for having me, thank you for your support, and I look forward to getting to work with all of you on March 21st.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Cam Davis. Deb Shore, thank you so much for the kind introduction. And Marty and Kim, thank you all for being here. As Deborah mentioned, I'm a write-in candidate, and that is something that is confounding to a lot of people. I have a website, camdavis.org. Go to that for more information. But when you get to the ballot for the Bradford vacancy, write in CAMDAVIS. Now, those of you who don't know me, I have some folks who have been very kind and supportive of me. Have any of you heard of Jan Schakowsky? She's endorsed. Have any of you heard of Dick Durbin? He's endorsed. But here are the great ones right now. We've got Deborah Shore. We've got our very own Josina Morita. We've got our very own Larry Suffredin and Leader Lang. So, trust their judgment, it's nothing else. But as, I used to work for President Obama, and he had this saying on the campaign trail, which was, yes, we can. Now, there are folks out there who say, well, we cannot prevent flooding and have clean water and green jobs all at the same time. What do you say? Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
say, nobody knows how to write people in. They can't do that. What do you think? Yes, we can. And there are folks who are saying that Niles Township can't get 300 write-ins for Cam Davis. Yes, we can. Thank you.
What a great group of candidates. Let's hear it for all of them. Cam is going to need some special help because people have to figure out how to do a write-in. We're going to be emailing everybody we know from the office to give them a little help to do that. Election judges are supposed to be trained to be able to tell people how to do that. But nothing works like self-help. Cam, we're going to do everything we can to get people to do it right for you. So thank you for being here. We also have with us today Lincolnwood trustee Jean Izako-Halevi, and sitting right next to her, Niles Township trustee Don Gelfand. Next, I'd like to introduce a friend of this organization. She's been an outstanding state representative and has decided to leave the House and go to the Senate. Why, I have no idea. I don't know what's so great about the Senate, but that's a question for another day. Our real good friend, Laura Fine.